Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for being with us today. And a big thanks for Hayat for giving me this opportunity to talk about Bulgaria. So just to introduce myself a little quickly, so my name is Said. I'm originally from Lebanon. I've been living in Bordeaux for about 3 years now, approximately. And I work in Bordeaux in a wine museum. And also I work as a travel guide in Bordeaux. So I do guided tours for all tourists who come to Bordeaux actually. So I do guided tours inside the city of Bordeaux and in the surrounding areas. And I have been doing many different virtual tours on Internations, and this is, I think, the 15th ones that I do, which is going to be about Bulgaria. So basically, just to tell you, Bulgaria is not really a country that I traveled to, but it is a country that I was always really fascinated by this country, if you want, in a way. And also, I researched this country a lot because it's a country that I really want to visit, you know. And so I did my research in order to prepare a future visit. In addition to all this, I have some friends from Bulgaria who helped me to prepare this presentation and who gave me information. So what I did is that I collected all the information that I researched online, in addition to the information I got from my friends, and I put them all. I was talking with Hayat like a month ago, and we thought, why not do a virtual tour of Bulgaria? So in this presentation, I'm gonna be showing you like everything, all the information I collected from my research. So as you know, Bulgaria is a very big country. So of course, we are not going to be talking about everything Bulgaria has to offer. It has a lot to offer. You are going to be seeing samples of what the country has to offer, and then we have many people from Bulgaria with us that later on can help us, can give us more information about their amazing country. So to begin a little bit, Bulgaria is a country, as most of you know, is a Balkan nation actually, that is very well known for the diversity of mountains, of rivers, of natural beauty, of beach destinations. So Bulgaria in a way is like, let's say, a melting pot for Greek, Slavic, Ottoman, and also Persian influences, which makes it a country that has very rich heritage and very beautiful place for all people who are really interested in let's say everything concerning culture, concerning history, concerning art. When you go there, it's like a haven for all culture and history lovers. So Bulgaria, this presentation is going to be divided into different sections. First of all, I'm going to be telling you just quick facts about Bulgaria. Then we will be talking about some interesting facts that I found out while researching. Then I'm going to be telling you about 3 cities that are a must visit. And then we're going to get to the food and the traditions. So these are the different sections of this presentation. So first of all, as you all know, I mean, these are just small information about Bulgaria. I think many of you already know them. So this is the map of Bulgaria, and the capital is Sofia that you see here actually to the east side of the country. The country is about 111,000 square kilometers. And there are about 7 million people in this country. Honestly, I was really fascinated when I discovered this because I was expecting many more people to be living there, but there are only 7 million people, and the currency is the Bulgarian lev. So if you ever travel from a European country, don't forget to change the money. So these were some really just basic information about Bulgaria. So here I'm going to be telling you a bit about some interesting facts that you can find about Bulgaria that you might not know. Basically, Bulgaria is one of the oldest countries of Europe. It is said that this country was founded back in the 7th century, and it was really a place that you have a heritage of different influences. Let's say you have the Persian, you have the Slavic, and different influences. So basically, it's really a country where there is a very rich history and very rich heritage. One of the oldest countries in Europe. In addition to all this, why did I put this picture here of archaeological monuments? Because Bulgaria is said to be the 3rd country in Europe with all the quantity, let's say, of archaeological monuments and amazing landmarks after Italy and after Greece. It has so much to offer. So for all the people that are really into everything related to let's say history, culture, and art. I think Bulgaria is really going to be the haven for you, because you are going to find lots of archaeological monuments that date for centuries and centuries ago. In addition to all this, I'm just going to use this a little bit and then remove it. There's also the Cyrillic alphabet. So Bulgaria is the birthplace of the Cyrillic alphabet, which actually I had no idea what it was before I did my research. As I found out, the Cyrillic alphabet is basically an alphabet, like a writing system that was used for various languages across Europe and across Asia also. It's like the national script for Slavic, Turkish, and also Iran, some Iranic countries. And it is said that in Bulgaria, this alphabet was invented by two Bulgarian monks in a monastery back in the 9th century. In addition to all this, in Bulgaria, there's also one of the oldest inhabited cities of Europe, which called Plovdiv. I'm going to be telling you more about it in the next part of the presentation. It dates for about 6,000 years BC, so which makes it until now about like 8,000 years old, one of the oldest inhabited cities in the whole world. In addition to all this, I think many of you know the mineral springs and mineral spas. As you see in the pictures here, Bulgaria is very well known for the mineral springs. It's like a haven for all these kinds of spa, because there are more than 250, if I remember right, mineral springs in Bulgaria. There are about, if I remember right, 200 like in the northern part of the country, and like 170 in the southern part of the country. And many of them are now transformed into spas. So when you go there, I mean, I've never been to Bulgaria, but I tried them when I was in Budapest, and I can tell you it's one amazing experience to have, especially if it's snowing outside. You go into these mineral springs where the water can reach temperatures up to 35 or 50 degrees. In addition to all this information, I want to tell you about just in the map here, the Balkan Mountains, where actually it's this thing that you see here on the map to the bottom. It's written Balkan Mountains. It's like a series of mountains that divide Bulgaria into the northern part and into the southern part, and it arrives to the Black Sea, where it kisses the Black Sea, I say, if I want to say in a way. And this is the last part where it arrives to the Black Sea, like where the land ends and the sea begins in a way. So these were some just quick facts about Bulgaria. And now we are going to move to more information and like why visit Bulgaria. So here I've chosen only four reasons why visit Bulgaria, and then I'm going to tell you which cities you have to visit when you are there. First of all, the first reason, and I think this is something personal, whenever I visit a country, like, you know, every country has so much to offer. Like there are landmarks, there are monuments, there are many touristic places to visit. But I think the most important thing in every country is the people and the hospitality. For me, this is the most beautiful souvenirs that you can get when you come back from the country. And in Bulgaria, people are so friendly, are so sociable, are so hospitable. I can tell you, for a traveler who goes to enjoy the time in Bulgaria, you are going to find some really high quality welcoming, let's say, in a way, some great hospitality, some beautiful traditions, and people are always going to be there if you need any help, if you want to ask any question. They are very well known. I can tell you from personal experience, actually, from people I met from Bulgaria, even though I've never been to this country, that you are going to have amazing times with the locals, which is something important when you travel to any country. So the first reason to visit Bulgaria are the people of this country. In addition to all this, of course, you know, the summer of Bulgaria. I think many of you know by now that Bulgaria is really an important beach destination during summer. There are temperatures can vary from 25 to 35 degrees approximately, and the best like you have the normal summer actually where you can travel from April, let's say, until end of August. There are lots of beach destinations. One of them is Varna. I think many of you have heard about Varna. I'm going to be telling you more about it in a second, in a bit. But also, what I want to tell you is that in addition to the beaches to go for a swim, that it's a swim destination, Bulgaria, what I want to tell you is that it has many more activities that it can offer during summertime. So as you see in the pictures that are in front of you, you can have any outdoor activity you can think about. So one of them is, of course, as we said before, swimming and the beaches. But other than this, there are lots of small villages in Bulgaria that are so amazing. And one of which is this one you see here. Actually, I discovered it when researching. I think it's pronounced Madjarovo, or Majarovo, yeah. So basically, it's a very ancient village that, as if I remember right, there are about only like 450 people living there. It's a very small town. But as you see, there are some beautiful rivers going around this town. And there, during summertime, you can take a kayak and go around and enjoy the beautiful sceneries that surround this beautiful village. And I can tell you, in Bulgaria, there are lots of amazing sceneries and amazing natural landscapes that we are going to be talking about them later on. In addition to this, also, as you see in the picture to the bottom, there are the hiking adventures. There are lots of beautiful forests, beautiful mountains, where if you are into hiking, into these outdoor activities, you will surely be served and enjoy your time a lot, because there are lots of hiking trails all around Bulgaria where you are going to be really astonished and fascinated by the beautiful sceneries all around you. And Bulgaria perhaps is not very well known as a diving destination, but this is something I discovered also by researching, is that when you are on some of the cities on the coast of the Black Sea, there you can also go diving and discover all the treasures that the Black Sea has to offer. And as far as I read, I mean, we're not going to go into details, but there are lots of amazing things. It's like a whole new world when you go inside, let's say, down the Black Sea, you go diving or snorkeling, and in order to discover all the treasures that it has to offer. So all this just to tell you that summer in Bulgaria is really amazing. Other than just going for a swim, there are lots of outdoor activities that you can enjoy and yeah, spend amazing time doing them. The third reason to travel to Bulgaria, I mean, we talked about the summer, now we are going to talk about the winter. And I can tell you also that winters in Bulgaria are really so amazing, so fascinating, so poetic in a way. Yeah, I like to use the word poetic, because when you see a picture, like the picture you see here in front of you, it's really something poetic. Like all you want to do is go, like rent a chalet, rent an apartment, a bottle of wine, and enjoy your time there. Light up the chimney at night, with all the snow all around you. And this is this is only one picture, but you can find this all over Bulgaria during winter, because it's so amazing, and yeah, you can enjoy your time a lot. So what can you do during winters in Bulgaria? First of all, of course, ski and snowboarding. So Bulgaria, as it is a summer destination, is also a ski and snowboarding destination. There are lots of ski stations on all the mountains of Bulgaria. And I can tell you that the pricing is completely different from the price that you can find in West Europe. So basically, you can pay, for example, half or even less than half the price that you will pay in West Europe, but you are going to get the same quality, if not a better quality of service, and enjoy your time while skiing. So it's an amazing destination for all ski and snowboard lovers. In addition to the ski and snowboarding, also, I mean, here I'm going to talk another time about the thermal hot springs, because for me it's an amazing winter activity. I did it when I was in Budapest, when it's all cold outside and cold all around you. You just go and jump into the thermal hot springs where the water is like 35, 40 or 50 degrees. And this contrast between the cold weather and the hot water gives really amazing feelings. I mean, it is said to have some really good health stuff. It's good for health. I'm not sure about it, but I mean, just the experience is really nice. And as there are hiking trails during summer for all adventure lovers, you can also go snow hiking when you are in Bulgaria. So this was the winter in Bulgaria, the third reason to visit this country. The fourth reason to visit this country is, as I told you, Bulgaria is rated like the third country in Europe for for the quantity of important cultural and historical monuments. And Bulgarians are really very, very proud of their heritage. They will always tell you about their countries. They will always tell you about their traditions. And this is something I can tell you from personal experiences. And this is where you can see that this is a country filled with amazing history that is just waiting to be discovered. So here, before I continue my presentation, I'm going to show you a quick small video about Bulgaria. It is 1 minute or 1:50, and then I begin the presentation. I'll continue the presentation and just tell you there will be 4 videos that you will see during the presentation, because I think it's always nice to see some short videos to get you more in the mood of the country. So just give me a second to get the link of the video, because okay, Bulgaria links. And here we go. Okay, I'm gonna make it full screen. In the mood, because I always think that it's better to see a video with some music to understand it, rather than just seeing pictures actually, you know, on a slideshow. So now I'm gonna be telling you about, I chose 3 cities to talk about, because as I told you, Bulgaria has lots of cities and lots of places to visit. We cannot talk about everything. So I chose 3 cities to talk about. And first of all, of course, is Sofia, which is the capital of Bulgaria. So basically, Sofia, just to tell you a little bit, it's an amazing place to visit. So many friendly people. It's a multicultural city where you will find people from different countries, from different nationalities, and it has a lot to offer concerning heritage, concerning tradition, concerning food also, because gastronomy in Bulgaria is really delicious. We are going to be talking about it in a little bit. So Bulgaria is a city where you're going to find lots of things, whichever are the things that you really like, you are going to find when you are in Sofia. So Why visit Sofia? Here I chose 4 or 5 reasons why to visit them, and then I'm going to be telling you about what to visit when you are in Sofia. First thing is the rich history of the city and of the country, because as Sofia is the capital of Bulgaria, there you will find different museums that will tell you about the whole history of the city in itself, and also of the whole country of Bulgaria, that, as I told you, is one of the oldest countries of Europe. So in Sofia, you are going to find lots of these information. And if I want to give you an advice that I found online, it's always better to take a guided tour. There are always guided tours with a guide that can explain to you all the information you need about the history of Sofia and of Bulgaria. Another reason is street art. For those of you who've been to my other virtual tours, I'm a big fan of street art, because I think street art is really something very nice. It's like a liberty of expression. And in Sofia, you can find lots of street art, and I think each one of them has a story to tell. Many of them, you can find them on the sidewalks, on the buildings, on the walls, in different places, as you see in the pictures here. And there are many of them that are really funny. And if you really want to know the story of the street art in Bulgaria, there are also different walking tours. Some of them are really free walking tours that you can subscribe to, and they will take you to explain all the history of the street art. Because I think whenever we go to visit a city, it's not about the museum. It's not only a museum that will tell us about the history. Street arts really tell the story of every city and of every country. In addition to all this, of course, the food. We are going to be talking about the food in a bit. But as I told you before, the cuisine in Bulgaria is really mouth watering. And in Sofia, you are going to find lots of snack bars, lots of restaurants, lots of bakeries, where you can try different kinds of traditional Bulgarian cuisine that comes from different cities and different parts of Bulgaria. So, because I think also in order to discover a country, it's really important to try its traditional food. And in Sofia, you are going to be able to do just that. In addition to all this, one of the reasons to visit Sofia is the people. And this is something that is connected to what I said before, that in Sofia, you are going to see people it's really a multicultural city in a way. People are so helpful, are so sociable, are so nice. So you can enjoy their hospitality, you can enjoy the time you are going to spend there, and yeah, have an amazing time. And by the way, this is information that I found that I'm gonna be telling you. It's like Bulgarian women were ranked one of the most beautiful in the world. This is information I got when I was researching for this information. So I'm just gonna leave this here. In addition to all this, why visit Sofia? This is the last reason. Of course, I think lots of you know already about the nightlife in Sofia. So Sofia has a really amazing nightlife. I haven't been there, but I partied in East Europe, and I know that partying in East Europe is usually much better than partying in West Europe. But Sofia is on a different level. It's like it has really a wild nightlife where you can party until the morning. There are lots of clubs where you can enjoy your time and choose the type of concerts, the type of music that you like. Should it be hits? Should it be a traditional Bulgarian folklore and dances? You really have everything, and you get to choose whichever you want. So basically, it's really for all nightlife lovers. Sofia is a city that is a must visit. And now, what to visit when you are in Sofia? Basically, you have this huge cathedral that was built back in the year 1880 approximately. So just to give you a little bit of information, Alexander Nevsky, as far as I researched, was like a 13th century prince that was later declared a saint. And this cathedral, all you have to do is just to go and stand next to it to see how huge it is. Really, the scale is really huge. There are about 12 bells in this cathedral. All of them were built in Moscow, and then they were brought to Sofia. The biggest bell weighs about 12 tons, and the smallest one weighs about 10 kilograms. And basically, it's like one of the amazing landmarks to visit because of all the architecture. And in addition to all this, if you see the picture here to the top right inside, it's something really amazing. Like you can just go and be amazed by all the beautiful design, all the beautiful ancient drawings that say inside this cathedral. So the Cathedral of Alexander Nevsky is one important place to visit. Another place to visit also is Saint George Rotunda. Basically, as I was researching, it seems that it says that it is one of the oldest buildings in modern Sofia. It was built back in the year 300, and it is you can recognize it by the red bricks actually. So. Basically, what's nice about it is that all you have to do is just visit the round of it and go inside. This is the most important thing, because inside it you are going to find Baroque figures and Baroque paintings that are painted hundreds of years ago, that were discovered back in the year 1900 approximately. So this is really part of the heritage and of the story of Bulgaria that is a must visit, because it's really very amazing, one of the oldest buildings in Sofia. In addition to all this, I think many of you know the Champs-Élysées in Paris, and perhaps some of you in Bordeaux know the Saint Catherine streets. So all these huge streets. In Bulgaria, in Sofia, actually, there is the Vitosha Boulevard. Vitosha Boulevard is like the commercial center of Sofia, and it's a place that is a must visit when you are there. And I think if you are there, you will have to pass by the street one way or another. So it's a street where you can go for shopping, you can go for just walking around, wandering around, watching life in the city. You can go for snacks, for restaurants, enjoy your time, whatever you want. And as you see in the picture to the bottom right, at night, it's really an amazing place where you can just enjoy walking, enjoy the beauty of Sofia. Because for me, I think that it's always important to take the time to enjoy the life when you travel to a new country. And I think this is a place where you can see the people going around, walking around. You can wander around by yourself, get lost a little bit, and also enjoy all the time, have some traditional food or do some shopping. This is the street where you have to be. In addition to all this, there is this amphitheater that I'll be telling you about, and this one is really, I was really fascinated when I found out about it when I was researching. This is it's a Roman amphitheater that was discovered in 2004, and until today, it's like one of the largest of the Roman Empire. In the past, it used to hold gladiator fights, and all these types of stuff that used to happen in Roman amphitheaters. And it was discovered when they were going to build a hotel. So basically, the hotel is all the modern building you see around it. They began the works, and this is where they came across a Roman wall, and the excavations began, and they found all this amphitheater like underground. And now the hotel is built all around it. And what you can do is that you can visit it. It's part of the history. And inside it, you can have some coffee breaks. There are many restaurants. You can have cocktails and stuff like this. But what's really nice about it is the mix between the old architecture, it's a Roman amphitheater, and all the modern building all around it. And one last thing I'm going to talk about Sofia is the Vitosha mountain. So the picture to the top left, you see, so this was the street I told you about, Vitosha Boulevard. And facing it, you see you have this huge mountain called Vitosha Mountain. Basically, Sofia is really at the steps of, at the foot of this mountain away. That is, for many months of the year, it has the snow on the tops. It's really amazing view to have when you are walking in the boulevard. But at the same time, the most amazing view is when you go up mountain. There are many hiking trails, as you see in the picture here to the bottom right. So there are many hiking trails, and from there you can enjoy an amazing view towards Sofia. And it's like a place where many locals go in order to leave a noisy city, at the same time be close to the city. And as you see, there are lots of activities such as paragliding that you can do when you are at the Vitosha mountain. So this was for Sofia. We talked about why to visit and what to visit when you are there. In addition to Sofia, one other city that I chose to talk about, if you remember, I told you in Bulgaria, there is one of the oldest inhabitant cities of Europe, and it's Plovdiv, which is the city that you see here in front of you. It's a city that dates to about 6,000 BC, so which makes it about 8,000 years old today, approximately. So why visit Plovdiv? One of the reasons are the charming old town that you see in the pictures just here in front of you. The old town, you can consider it as a unique city within the city of Plovdiv, and just look at these amazing windows, paintings on the walls, you know, the beautiful streets, the beautiful architecture. You can just wander around and just you don't have to take a map, you know, just you can get lost, enjoying the architecture, enjoying everything it has to offer. It is really an impressive historical treasure just to visit this old its old town that dates for about 6,000 BC. And in addition to all this, why visit Plovdiv? And I can tell you, I was not going to speak about the wine in this presentation, but I have my friend Marwan who is with us today, and he told me it would be nice perhaps to add some wine discussions about Bulgaria. So this is why I added some slides about wine. Plovdiv is also known for the wine. Actually, not only Plovdiv, but also all the regions around it. There are different vineyards or vineyards or vineyards or however you want to pronounce it. But anyway, and there are also many wine tasting places where you can go and taste the wine of Bulgaria that we are going to talk about it in a little bit. So when you are in Plovdiv, what should you visit? First of all, of course, there's the ancient theater that you see just here in front of you. And the ancient theater is said to be like one of the world's most intact ancient theaters. Until today, it was built like 3,000 years ago, and it is still in use until today. It has a capacity of about 7,000 people. So 7,000 people can sit in the theater that you see in front of you. And from there, you can also have amazing views towards, you know, all the natural landscapes all around the city. So if you are there during summer, make sure not to miss an opera or a concert or a performance in this dreamy place, because it's something really so amazing. In addition to all this, one of the places to visit is a 19th century house, merchant house, that is called Regional Ethnographic Museum, that is now transformed into a museum. This place, inside it, you can find the history of all of Plovdiv and some history of Bulgaria also. And it is said that, well, first of all, I just want to point out the beautiful ornaments and the architecture of it. You know, I mean, you can, for all architecture lovers, it's an amazing place to visit. And inside it, it is said that there are about 14,000 items related to Bulgarian folk culture and Bulgarian traditions. So basically, you'll find fabrics, clothing, handicraft, farm tools, and musical instruments that are related to Bulgaria's traditional folklore. So it's like a huge museum for all of Bulgaria. So these were two things to visit in Plovdiv. Of course, Plovdiv has so much more to offer, but as I told you at the beginning of the presentation, I just chose a sample of what every city has to offer. And yeah, and one last thing, I completely forgot there's this slide also. So the hills of Plovdiv. Basically, Plovdiv is said to be the city of the 7 hills, but now there are only like 6 hills. Why is that? I'm not sure. I didn't read about it, but now there are only 6 hills. And locals, if you ask locals which hill should you visit, everyone's going to tell you that you should visit all 6 hills, because whenever you visit any of the hills, it's like you are visiting a new Plovdiv, because you are going to see a new point of view. You see what I mean? So basically, just if you have time, of course, you can go hiking. It's a kind of sports, because when you are in Bulgaria, you are going to eat a lot. So you are going to have to burn all the calories that you are going to eat. So might as well climb on some of these hills and enjoy the views. And the most beautiful views are during sunset, as you see in the picture to the left. So this was all about Plovdiv. And now the third city that I chose to talk about today is Varna. Varna, as I mean, I think Varna is the most known city of Bulgaria. Like even people who didn't go to Bulgaria know about the city. It is referred to as the Pearl of the Black Sea. So basically, it's a huge summer destination that has so much to offer concerning beach destination, concerning culture, concerning concerts, museums, and lots of other things. So why visit Bulgaria? As we talked before concerning the summers in Bulgaria overall, the weather is amazing. Basically, the cold time in Bulgaria starts from December until March approximately, and then the weather begins to become like better and better. And during summer, as you see here, like the second reason to visit Bulgaria are the beaches. We all know Bulgaria as a beach destination. There are amazing beaches, beach parties. I mean, for all beach destination lovers, it's a place to visit. I know it's on my bucket list for my next trip. I've always wanted to go there because people in Lebanon, it's like Varna is a destination for us. Lots of people from Lebanon travel to Varna as a beach destination. I've never been there, but hopefully next time. So the weather and the beaches. In addition to all this, same thing as I said for Sofia, it repeats itself for Varna. I think Varna is even more known for the nightlife. So basically, when you are in Varna, there are lots of clubs, lots of partying, in addition to lots of concerts, lots of folklore dancers, traditions that happens in Varna. It's really a destination, not only a summer destination, but as a party destination where people can party until the dawn. I've heard about, I have friends who went there like 3 years ago, and they kept talking for 2 weeks about all the partying they had when they were in Varna. And of course, the gastronomy, we talked about it before. As same thing as Sofia, Varna has lots of restaurants, lots of snack bars, lots of places where you can enjoy international food and also traditional Bulgarian food coming from different regions of Bulgaria that, as I told you before, is really mouth-watering, and it is a should try. I'm telling you, it's mouth-watering. To be honest, I never tried Bulgarian food, but I read about it. I saw pictures about it, and this is how I can just tell from the picture that it's really mouth-watering. And in addition to all this, just to tell you that in addition to the beaches, to the summer season, to the nightlife, there are lots of places that you can visit in Varna. I'm not going to go a lot into details because I want to go to other sections of the presentation. But just to tell you, other than all the stuff I mentioned, Varna has many museums that you can visit. You can visit the port, you can visit the cathedral, the central beach. It's just to show you that it's not only a beach destination, it has so much to offer on a culture and also history level. So this was about for Varna, and here I'm going to conclude the section by just talking quickly about two cities. Why did I choose these two cities? It was really randomly. I just chose them randomly like this. I found them like interesting, and I thought, why not talk about them quickly? So first one is Melnik, the one you see to the left. And Melnik is really known as being like the heart of Bulgarian wine regions, and it's known also for the high quality vineyard that you can find there. And there are many museums of wine in Melnik. So if you are ever there, make sure to go for wine tasting and to visit Museum of Wine. In addition to this, another city that I chose is the one you see to the right, which is called Veliko Tarnovo. Anyway, Veliko Tarnovo is a historical city that has, I mean, just look at the mountain, at the cliff, with all the beautiful colored buildings. Like just seeing this picture makes you want to go and visit and to wander around all the beautiful streets that it has. And basically, it is really blessed by some amazing, spectacular views and sceneries, natural sceneries all around it. And it is said, as far as I heard, that at some point it used to be the capital of Bulgaria before Sofia. I don't have much information about this, but this is what I heard, and this is one of the cities that are so like very dense in touristic attractions. So if you ever go there, make sure to spend some days to discover everything that the city has offered. And so this is how I conclude, guys, all the part about the cities to visit. As I told you, there are many other cities, but we cannot talk about all of them. So now I chose 4 UNESCO World Heritage Sites to visit when you are in Bulgaria. For all, of course, culture, adventure, and anyone actually, because I think all UNESCO World Heritage Sites have some really great history and are worth the visit. So first one of them is the Rila Monastery that you see here just in front of you. Basically, it was listed in 1983 as a UNESCO World Heritage, and it is the largest monastery in Bulgaria, and it's said to be that it's one of the largest monasteries of all of the Balkan countries. And basically it's like the symbol of Bulgaria and one of the most visited attractions. And just to tell you, it is about 8,000 square meters of area, and inside it there are about 300 rooms, and like 100 of these 300 rooms are for for monastic cells. And there's also a museum inside it that can tell you all the story of this monastery, that is really a must visit just by seeing all the figures and all the beautiful architecture of it. Moving on, this is something very special, and I found out it's really nice. It's called the Medara Rider. So what is the Medara Rider? Basically, in 1979, it was included in the UNESCO World Heritage. But as you see, it's not really a monument. You know, it's really a unique rock relief, like someone carved this in the rock. It's located in the northeast of Bulgaria. And it is said that it was carved about 1,000 years ago. However, the artist is unknown until today. But it's like, just to give you an idea, it's like 23 meters high. You know, it's something very huge. No one knows who was the artist who carved it, who made it, but it was about 1,000 years ago. And it's really the image of a horseman with a spear. And there's a wound, as I say, there's a wounded lion somewhere. I can't see it here, but anyway, just to tell you that in 2008, there was like a nationwide vote, and it was chosen as the symbol of Bulgaria. So this is the Medara Rider. Another place to visit, not another place, another UNESCO World Heritage Site also is the town that you see in front of you, which I really love because it resembles, if you know Lebanon a bit, resembles to the town of Byblos, to the north of Beirut in Lebanon, which is one of the Phoenician cities. So here we have ancient Nasibar. Basically, it's situated like about 36 kilometers northeast of the Black Sea coast, and it has a really beautiful and unique combination of ancient history, ancient ruins, and very amazing architecture, as you see in the pictures, especially the pictures to the right. It was included as a UNESCO World Heritage back in 1983. There's also a small peninsula where there are lots of archaeological monuments that are still there. And this peninsula is connected to the mainland by a small passage. So it is a must visit when you are there in order to see all the archaeological ruins. In addition to all this, it's really one of the oldest towns in Europe and really a must visit place when you are in Bulgaria. And the fourth site that I chose for as a UNESCO World Heritage, I think is the last one, yeah, and then we'll move to the gastronomy. So this park that is called the National Park of Prien. It was also included as a UNESCO World Heritage in 1983. It is located in the Prien Mountains, approximately in the southwest of Bulgaria. There you are going, as you see in the picture here and in the pictures to the right, you will see amazing natural attractions, some beautiful lakes, and a very rich biodiversity. It is said the biodiversity is so rich that there are about 1,300 species of plants that you can find in this national park. And in addition to all this, if you are into hiking, as I told you before, in Bulgaria, you have lots of amazing outdoor activities. There are lots of beautiful hiking trails all around this national park that can take you to some breathtaking views and spectacular sceneries, as you see in the pictures to the right and in the main picture. So this is how I conclude the section where I talked about the cities to visit and also some of UNESCO World Heritage sites. And now we're going to see another small video, and then we are going to move to the gastronomy and the wine of Bulgaria. So give me a second. Places to see. Yeah, we're going to see this one. So basically, because I showed you some places to see, this video is going to show you more places to see that I didn't talk about in my presentation. So here it goes. Stop the video here because it continues the same. So basically, it was just to show you a little bit of the natural wonders of Bulgaria, because this is the title of the event also. And now we are going to move to the gastronomy. So for the gastronomy, I will tell you a little bit of what I researched. However, as I do in all of my virtual tours, I don't really talk about the ingredients. I don't really cook. And for me, when something is delicious, I mean, that's the most important thing. You know, I don't really ask about the ingredients. Perhaps after the presentation, some of our Bulgarian friends can share more about the ingredients. But all I can tell you is that the Bulgarian food is very, very tasty, very fresh, and very, let's say, hearty in a way. You know, Bulgaria is very famous for the good quality of vegetables and fresh vegetables and daily products. And I think you already heard of the Bulgarian yogurt. So there are lots of vegetables, lots of pork, lots of chicken in their lunches and in their food actually. In addition to all this, it's really when you go there, it's really important to really taste all the traditional foods that Bulgarians have to offer, because this is a way to enjoy the country and to get to know more and more the culture of the country. Like, I mean, this picture all by itself, I think it's really something that will give you an appetite to try it out. In addition to all this, I can tell you that there are many similarities between the cuisine of Bulgaria and also, like, for example, the cuisine of Turkey and of Serbia. And I found out also of Lebanon, the country where I come from. I think all the Eastern, like, countries, Mediterranean, have similar cuisines, but every country puts its unique flavor, let's say, in the cuisine. And here I'm going to tell you a little bit about the yogurt, actually. So there's a yogurt of Bulgaria that is one of the most popular variety of yogurt in the whole world, actually. And Bulgarians are very, very proud of the yogurt. It is said to be very delicious. I'm going to tell you, I didn't try it, but I know it's very delicious since it's coming from Bulgaria. And in addition to this, it is said that it's related to long life. So if you eat Bulgarian yogurt, you are going to live to more and more years. And same thing, another product that will make you live more and more years is what they call the rakia. Basically, the rakia is a proverb that I found on when I was researching. It's a very funny one that says, a psychotherapist can help you, but rakia is cheaper. So if you have any problems, any difficult times you are passing through, rather than going to a psychotherapist, all you can do is just drink a glass of rakia, and just everything will go well. It's like, you know, for example, here in Bordeaux, people drink lots of wine, for example. In Bulgaria, this is like the drink that they all drink. And just tell you a little bit of information, it can be distilled from virtually different fruits, you know. It can be from grapes, apricot, you know, and also from rose. There are different things that it can be made of. It can have different flavors. I'm not going to go into details, but just to tell you also, another information that a very dear friend from Bulgaria told me is that Bulgarians anyway found the secret to, or let's say the treatment for COVID, which is to drink some rakia with a garlic inside it, and this is how you can be treated from COVID. I'm not sure if it's really scientific, but anyway, this is Bulgaria. I think it's worth the try. And also we have the wine of Bulgaria. And here I'm not gonna talk a lot because I'm not very an expert of wine. I'm gonna leave it to Marwan after this presentation if he wants to share some things about the wine of Bulgaria. But just to tell you, there are different vineyards in Bulgaria. And at some point, Bulgarian wine had like kind of a setback, you know, it wasn't known anymore. But now with the development of the country, the Bulgarian wine is getting to be known more and more. You can expect that in the future, you are going to be seeing more and more Bulgarian wine bottles everywhere in Europe, and really high quality wine. So this was the part about the gastronomy. And now, before we pass to the last part of this presentation, since I'm going to show you a small video where you can see some traditional dishes that they can explain a little bit about the ingredients of these dishes. So let's go. And then we move to the last part of the presentation. Okay, 1 second. Let me repeat it from the beginning. And here it is.
journey through time, through history, through tradition, a journey through beauty, a journey through variety, a journey you have to go through. Bulgaria, the journey begins. Are you ready?
And these were 10 traditional Bulgarian dishes that you might want to try. And now we are going to go to the last part of my presentation, which are the traditions of Bulgaria. You know, Bulgaria is a country that has so many different and some unique traditions, if you want to say in a way, and this is what makes it a very unique and special country. I chose 4 of them. We are going to go through them a bit quickly. So first one is the Trifon Zarizan festival, let's say, or day, instead of Valentine's Day. So basically, just to tell you that in Bulgaria, the 14th of February is not really celebrated as Valentine's Day. However, is it celebrated as the wine day? Because I'm gonna tell you, Trifon Zarizan is said to be like the patron of wines, or the protector of the vineyards. And during this day, people in Bulgaria celebrate the wine day. So what they do is that there are lots of feasts. You have a priest that comes first in order to bless in a way, or to pray for the vineyards, and then there's a big feast. There are some folklore dancers, and it's like every year there's this in a way there's this debate. Should we? This is something I read online. Should we celebrate Valentine's, or should we celebrate Trifon Zarizan's Day? But I think they are doing both of them nowadays. It's a really amazing tradition about the wine and enjoying all what the vineyards have to offer. In addition to all this, one beautiful celebration and tradition of Bulgaria is the Baba Marta. Just to tell you, Baba Marta can be translated in English to Grandmother March, you know, and it's like she is like the personalization of the months, and it is like the beginning of spring. It is usually celebrated at the beginning of the 1st of March. In local mythology, Baba Marta, which is this old woman, comes to end the winter and to begin the spring. It's like she is the beginning of spring. In a way, she comes in order to get rid of what is said to be like her grumpy brothers, who are January and February. And people during this day, during the Baba Marta day, what they do is that they wear these things that you see in the picture here that are called martenitsa. And why do they use the colors of red and of white? It is because the white symbolizes cleansing, you know, because it's like a new season that is beginning, and red symbolizes the birth of life. And usually people, when they use the martinitsa, what they do after that, they put them on the trees all over. So this was the Baba Marta day. In addition to all this, one of the festivals that is very well known is the Rose Festival of Bulgaria. And I think it's one of the most exciting festivals that happen in the Rose Valley of Bulgaria. And just to tell you about the legend, I read many legends about this festival, but one of the ones that are very interesting that say is that at some point there was a princess that was very beautiful, but at the same time she was always sad. So her father decided to build a huge palace for her. And what he did is that he asked a foreigner to build the palace. And he told him that he agreed that when the palace is complete, he will accept that this foreigner marries his daughter. And when the palace was built, once the palace was built, what happened is that the father decided to kill the foreigner and not to give him his daughter. However, at the time, the daughter fell in love with this foreigner, and when she knew that her father wanted to kill him, she helped him escape. And when before he escaped, she gave him a white flower in order to represent her love for him. And when he left, it is said in the legend that he cut, a part of his body somewhere here, somewhere anyway, in order to put the rose. The rose along the way turned red because of the blood, and this is the story. And when he arrived into a big valley, he planted the rose in this valley, and it is said that this is what is now transformed into the Rose Valley of Bulgaria. This is one of the legends, as I told you, because I read many different stories. This is one of the legends that I read about. And the fourth tradition I'm going to be telling you about is during the Epiphany, the ice swimming. So it's a Christian folklore actually, and mostly in Orthodox countries. What happens, and something I never heard about, I knew about it when I was researching for Bulgaria. You have a priest that throws the cross a river, in a lake, and you have all the people, as you see in the picture to the bottom left, who jump in freezing icy water. It's like 5 degrees, in order to catch the cross. And it is said that the person who gets the cross will have good health for all the year, all the coming year. And it's not only about swimming and catching the cross. You will have lots of folklore dances, lots of traditional Bulgarian dances and folklore during this tradition, during this. So these were 4 traditions about Bulgaria. If you search online and Google, you will find lots more, because it's a country filled with amazing and unique traditions that are worth knowing about, very special and unique ones. But for the sake of presentation, this is the last one I'm going to be talking about today. And now I'm arriving to the end of my presentation. One last thing I want to tell you about, and this is something very funny that I found out also. Don't be confused when Bulgarians shake their heads. Basically, there's some way, I found this on Google. In a way, if they raise their head up, it's like a no. If they go right or left, it's like a yes. I'm not really sure about it. I'm always lost. I think our friends from Bulgaria will explain it more to us after this presentation. But just to tell you, it's like a way of saying yes or no. So don't be confused when they shake their heads. And now, before ending the presentation, I just have 2 more things. We have one last video to show you. It's a very beautiful promotional video. But before I show this promotional video, I just want to tell you, Bulgaria is an amazing country to visit. As I showed you, it has lots of things to offer. Should it be as a summer destination, as a cultural destination, as a history, as tradition, as hospitable, beautiful people, it has so much to offer. So make sure to make Bulgaria your next destination and put it on your bucket list. Before I show you the video, I'm just going to take 10 seconds. If you like my content, my presentations, you can find many of them on my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel where I talk about different countries that I visited. And also on Instagram, you can find me at Wanderer's Footsteps. I'll be sending you the links. And I talk also about different things, about life, about traveling, about philosophy, book reviews, and stuff like this. So this was the end of my presentation. I'm going to show you the last video, and then we can go to discussions. 1 second. And here it goes. I'm not sure why YouTube is asking me lots of things today, but anyway. So this one is a promotional video of Bulgaria that was made back in 2018, and I found it really beautiful to end the presentation with. So here it goes.
Bulgaria. When you first meet her, you might get the wrong message. Remember, here a no might mean yes. Not that she's trying to confuse you, she's inviting you to get to know her yourself. Nature smiles at us with the beauty of all 4 seasons. Our country is the coast of inspiration. We enjoy her harmony and keep on dreaming. One sea and more than 30 mountain ranges. They listen and keep our stories. Our grannies do not understand organic food. It is simply food for them. Everything is genuinely natural in their gardens. We are famous for our hospitality and joy when we share our homemade dishes. We keep our traditions alive, and often it is the other way round. It is traditions that keep us alive. We cherish centuries-old rituals, exciting, scary, mysterious. We do everything to health. We even drink to health. Na zdravie. The history of Bulgaria is so old that sometimes even we tend to forget it. And yet, we appeared on the map more than 13 centuries ago. We are proud of writing it with our own letters of the Cyrillic alphabet. Our culture is as rich as our history is ancient. We live at crossroads where East meets West, where civilization meets mysticism. Even if it sounds to you like a clash of extremes, to us it means an invaluable encounter, because we know how to make the best of both worlds. Bulgarians are strong in spirit and believe in a better tomorrow. We do not wait for it to come to us. We work hard to get there. We improve day in and day out, and in doing so, we are helped by the fastest internet in Europe. We have an opinion on everything, but we will be glad to hear yours too. Don't hesitate to send us a friendship request. We always have a place for one more among us. This is Bulgaria. She can be late, she's sometimes messy, and you can't always understand her. She's beautiful, warm, and hospitable. It is precisely because of her contrasts and heavenly beauty that you can't help falling in love with her at first sight. Her greatest wealth is her people, genuine and frank. And since we know that it is the people who make a place, we firmly believe that, indeed, united, we stand strong.
And that was it. I'm gonna stop my screen sharing.
It's located in the middle of Bulgaria. It's between Balkan Mountain and Middle Forest. So it's with the size of Manhattan. If you have been to New York, that's the size of the valley, exactly the same. So many years ago, they brought these roses from Damascus and started to produce rose oil. And that's how it has been developed there, because the climate is very good. So early in May, like if you imagine Poland with the tulips, that's the same thing what happens early in May or early June. The whole valley is with roses and the smell is fantastic. It's a hard labor, by the way, to pick up all these roses and to bring them to the factory, and they can produce the oil, and then go to the for the company to produce perfumes. So there's a very nice kind of festival. It's again late in May. So the two major cities, one is Kazanlak, the other one is Karlovo. So the whole town becomes full of roses, and they celebrate like a carnival. So you can go there once a year. It's a good fun. So if you have any questions, I can answer.